Hello, everyone. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. We're excited to have you all today. We're just got a bunch of more people coming into that we're in the waiting room.
Is that the common ground kitchen over there? Turn on.
We'll get started in just a couple minutes.
I've got like 45%, so
So glad to have you all today. I'm just gonna make sure our mics are all set up. Forgot my microphone.
Can't hear her. She's not talking. Oh, maybe she is.
It'll just be another minute. I'm gonna get the backup camera on.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Okay, everybody. Well, welcome. We're so glad to have you. There we go. I fixed it. Okay, so I guess we'll get started. We have a few more folks that are going to be joining us today. And it's so nice to spend a Saturday with you. For those of you that haven't met me, my name is Sarah Buckman. I work here at Common Ground and help with our education programs. And it's amazing to have Hind Mhaouer here and from Casablanca Bazaar. And yeah, I just want to welcome you. We do in-person classes in this classroom kitchen just past the registers, but every month we do a virtual meal kit with an amazing cook, highlighting different cultural cuisines or local foods and special recipes. And it's always great to have folks like you take our classes. So welcome back for those that have taken classes with us before. And feel free to put into the chat if there was any other classes that you've taken with us. And special welcome to those that are joining us for the first time. We always get a handful of new participants, so that always makes me so happy. And yeah, we've got a kind of an amazing menu today. You met my coworker Liz yesterday, who handed out the meal kits. Big thanks to her. She helps get everything measured out, and so we're so glad. I guess I'll start. I always share this with our meal kit and virtual classes that we're all operating in a different kitchen with all different pots and pans. So however we can help facilitate your cooking today, we want to make it as interactive as possible. And if you don't have certain things that we are using in our kitchen, we're happy to kind of dialogue about what you can do to make it all work. And then feel free. Oh, we've got one person in the waiting room. Let me just get them in. Hey, Bethany, welcome. Sorry to keep you hanging in the waiting room. We're just getting started. Please make it as interactive as you want. You're welcome to, I see a few of you have your kitchens and your video cameras on, so we'd love to see any progress or hear as we go along. But feel free to ask questions or add to the conversation. I'll keep an eye out for on the chat, and feel free to ask any questions to Hind or I as we go. Just right now, Kelly says, so many classes, Ukrainian cooking, cheese making. I can't remember them all. That's amazing, Kelly. I'm so glad. Yeah, we've done cheese making as a fundraiser class for our soup kitchen here in town. And Rosalind, 6.5, and I are new to the virtual cooking class. Awesome, Rebecca. Welcome. And great. So yeah, feel free to check in, and we'd love for you guys to communicate to each other as you're cooking. But I know that our hands will be sticky at times, so at any point you need help, you also are welcome to unmute. Just as long as there's as long as I'll mute only if I hear background noise or any strange noises. But yeah, you're always welcome to unmute. So Hind, welcome back. Oh, there is one more on the waiting room. And let me see if I can just make sure that they are all coming in from now on. Yeah, I just disabled the waiting room. And welcome, Edward. We're glad to have you here. Okay, so Hind, yeah, welcome. So we're so glad. I was telling her she's one of my favorite teachers. So it's so glad to have you back. And yeah, and would you like to kind of introduce yourself and maybe say a little bit about Casablanca Bazaar and whatever you want?
Okay, hello everybody. I'm so glad we're here together for making such like delicious meals. My name is Hind Mhaouer. Like originally from Morocco, passionate by cooking and making, trying like other cuisines and other like tastes and flavors. So as like Sarah mentioned, like me and my husband were like owners of like Casablanca Bazaar. We moved from Lincoln Square lately to
the
Marketplace Mall in Champagne. So we carry there like any traditional and handmade like stuff from Morocco, and we added some few items from Turkey, Pakistan.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so we made it a little bit like diverse.
Yeah. Yeah, have any of you been to Casablanca Bazaar before? Yeah, it used to be in Lincoln Square Mall, and that's actually how we met Hind. We stopped by, and her shop is amazing. She's got all of this amazing hand-painted pottery, the lamps that you have, and like the leather bags, all from Morocco. And I love the other parts. And definitely recommend it. And I'm so excited to go see your new spot at Marketplace Mall. So definitely you're encouraged to go meet her in person at her store. And after this meal, you're gonna be like, oh, my favorite cook. So Hind, do you want to talk about a little bit of what we're gonna be making today, the menu?
Yeah, today the menu is kind of busy, but we're gonna make it. So we have 4 like recipes. We have the Batbout, which is like the Moroccan bread, the marinated olives, the Harira, which is a Moroccan soup, and the desserts, which is like cookies, walnut cookies. We call it in Morocco Ghriyba, walnut cookies. So we will be starting with the dough, give it some time to raise and rest. Then we can start with the soup. Also, we're gonna like start it and leave it to be cooked, and then we maybe work on the olives, like so they can get flavored with the olives, the olive oil, and the spices.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back to our dough to shape it and like put it in the oven. And lastly, we're gonna make the desserts.
Yeah, and Hind knows how obsessed I am with her cookie recipes, that she adapts them as I think every step of the way we've kind of incorporated the cookies in some way.
Yes.
And she's done three other, or two other classes.
Two other
So this is the third one, and we've put all of our cooking classes online
Yeah.
with the recipes. So if you're ever interested in, we did like a meatball tagine with ground beef, and then there was a
We made a
chicken
chicken tagine.
Oh, they were amazing.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're excited. Okay, so some of the things, and I'm gonna adjust the camera just slightly so you can just see a little bit more. And maybe this means I pull it back just a skosh. Excuse the noise. I just want to make sure you get to see everything.
Mhm.
And so yeah, let's talk a little bit about what you're going to need in the kitchen. So we've got some bowls. You'll need some different kind of larger bowls for the batbout, which is like that flatbread that we're going to be making.
Mhm.
We're going to need a kind of a smaller bowls for the olives
Mhm.
and a decent sized bowl for the cookies. And whatever you end up needing to make yourself comfy.
A board, like cutting board.
Cutting boards, probably a rolling pin. And then we have that list that Liz put together for you guys on kind of what you'll need. So feel free to refer back to these recipes at any point. And then we will be using a food processor. Let us know in the chat if anybody doesn't have a food processor, and we'll be able to kind of talk out the process for you guys. But we will be using it for a couple things, from the walnuts to maybe the onions
And celery.
and celery. And then we also have a lidded like soup pan. Ours might be a little bit small, so if you have something a little bit bigger, I think this one is maybe like maybe like 4 to 6 quart pan. So I think lid is important. And Rebecca, no worry if you don't have a food processor. So what you'll probably want to do is we will be chopping up the walnuts finely. So that might just take a little bit longer for you. And then I think we will be grating the onion and celery, but you could or in the food processor, but you could potentially use a grater.
Yes, a grater is.
Yeah.
fine.
And you're just kind of looking for that finer
Mhm.
consistency, but
The grinder
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Would be fine.
So you could potentially, if you have a rolling pin or something like that, you could always pound the walnuts.
The walnuts, yeah.
And I know you've got
Hone-
Rosalind to help you. So that might be actually a kid-friendly activity too, and get any stress out. So I hope that works. And of course, if you needed any recommendations, let us know as we go. Okay, so yeah, like Hind said, we're gonna start with the batbout.
Yeah. I will wash my
And
hands
feel free to
first.
wash your hands. I'm gonna get close-ups as we go along, so you can kind of see everything in the finer details. So yeah, we're gonna need a smaller or a larger bowl if you have it. And you're gonna need your batbout recipe, the Moroccan flatbread. One thing I want to mention is, so our flour and our semolina, our salt and olive oil, they all have a little bit more than what you're going to use for the batbout recipe. So feel free to
I think we
get
can
a
use
measuring
the
cup.
semolina.
Okay. Oh yeah, we are going to use the whole semolina, right?
Yeah, just
But-
for the flour, if you can take 3 tablespoon like separates in a dish.
Okay.
And this is what I'm gonna do right now.
Yeah. So we added a little, so there's flour that's going to be used in both the Harira and the Ghriyba. So use a tablespoon, and I think both the Ghriyba and the Harira say 2 tablespoons each. So if we
Maybe
want,
more,
I can get
4?
you a small bowl.
Yeah, I
So
have-
you got a bowl? Perfect.
I have it here.
Perfect. So we're going to
Here.
remove 4 tablespoons from the flour as our first step. Um, so the Batbout, you'll also need your yeast close by. You'll probably need a spoon, the salt and olive oil that we gave you. So yeah, 4 tablespoons taken out of the flour to save for other recipes. Maybe a little more.
Yes. That's really cool.
Okay. All right.
Now,
So I'll get a close-up camera going on. So we're gonna start with the Batbout. What do you think is first?
yeah, so first is the flour and semolina. So we're gonna just dump these two.
So both, all of the semolina, and we said we would leave maybe a little semolina out for the dusting.
Oh yeah, for the
So
dusting.
maybe a little,
Thank you for reminding.
yeah, so maybe let's keep like, if you
Uh,
haven't poured all the semolina in, maybe just take like a couple spoonfuls
Yeah,
for dusting of the semolina.
that's okay.
I think we have about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup set aside for that. So you could just take like maybe about 3.
If it has some flour, it's okay.
Yeah, great. Okay, so I'll start again saying we're taking 4 tablespoons of the flour set aside, and then we're taking about 3 tablespoons or so of the semolina to set aside. And that will just help so that we have a little bit to dust the Batbout before it goes in the oven. So we've added all of the flour after that, all the flour and all the semolina that were left over in those containers. And
We're
then,
gonna add like about a teaspoon of yeast.
did someone have a question? Let me know. So Kelly says we might have 1/2 cup of extra of the semolina. I would just add all the semolina and just take out 3 tablespoons.
Yes, just for
So
dusting.
we're just gonna edit the recipe just a little bit. Okay, and we
A
added
half teaspoon of salt.
1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And olive oil.
we added the 1.5 teaspoons of the dry active yeast, so feel free to add that.
1
And then 1 tablespoon of
Olive
olive oil.
Yeah, and then we're gonna try to use lukewarm, like
Oh yeah,
water.
some lukewarm water.
Mhm.
So let me get you that. So how much do we need for the lukewarm water? We need about a
A
cup.
cup, yeah, so we should like add a little by little
Okay,
because it's a very small amount of flour. So we should not add a lot.
okay, so little by little of this warm water. And are you just gonna use your hands to mix it?
Yes.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're pouring it into your hand and just kind of sprinkling it. You've added about 1/3
Mhm.
of a cup. Slowly, gonna hydrate it.
Yes.
And so you said that this is like a traditional bread that you make a lot of.
Yes.
But you said you usually make like a kilo or so.
Yeah.
So this is a small amount.
Yeah.
Has anybody made flatbreads before? Your hands are probably in the mix. So we're just slowly adding the flour and you're kind of scrunching the dough.
Mhm. Trying to.
So again, we added the yeast, the salt, the olive oil, 1 cup of semolina, 2 cups of flour. And we're just slowly adding that water, and it's really coming together. It kind of reminds me of that like tortilla
Mm-hmm.
dough. And we've done cookies with semolina, so I feel like you use
Yeah.
semolina kind of a,
Some more
um,
drops.
yeah. You might be adding another 1/4 cup of
Yeah.
water beyond the 1 cup.
I'm trying to add a little by little, so
It's still thick, but it's
Yeah.
nice and moist.
so we try to knead like on the same time
Uh-huh.
after it's.
I kind of just punch in the dough.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you pour it into your hand to kind of measure.
Yeah.
That's great. How's everybody doing? So just keep kneading your dough and kind of scrunching it into the middle. Make sure you're collecting all the dough around the edges so that it kind of forms into a ball. And you're kind
Yeah, and along you can add like few drops of water and knead.
of. Mhm. And then for the batbout, do you have this with a lot of for lunch and dinner, or particularly for certain like soupy with
The
stews?
batbout is usually made in Ramadan. So people like
Oh.
make it in Ramadan in Morocco like so often, like every day.
Wow.
But out of Ramadan, we use it like for occasionally.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a
And
special occasion
Yes,
bread. Oh, that's
and you
wonderful.
can use it with tagine, with soup,
Mm,
with just like with a butter and some jam.
yum.
So with olive oils, so whatever you want to use it with.
That's great. So just a reminder, we did add another, so we're close to adding a full 1.25 cups of warm water. So if you have only added the 1 cup of water, now would be a good time to add that 1/4 cup just slowly. And it's starting to really kind of
Yeah.
hold the moisture. Well, that's nice that it's a special occasion bread for
Mhm.
us to learn. And then how long does it typically take? It says in the recipes,
To raise?
yeah, it will just rest for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we can leave it like for 25 minutes until we finish
Yeah,
making the harira.
great. We have time. We'll fill
Yes.
we'll fill the time with all the other
Yeah.
recipes.
So once it starts like to stick like a little bit like that, then you stop adding water.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so it starts to like get tacky.
Yes.
That's so interesting because it was really wet and then as it's,
Because the water, the flour absorb like
Yeah.
the moist. Yeah.
okay, so it starts to get sticky.
Yeah. So like this. Now it's ready.
Yeah, okay,
Mhm.
great.
So maybe we're gonna use, I'm gonna use just few drops to just not have that crust on the top like
Uh-huh.
this. And we're gonna cover it and leave it.
Okay. So yeah,
Yes.
you just put a couple little drops of water on top and it's really moist,
Mhm.
so it's not sticky. But,
Yeah.
and then do you do like just a dry towel? Do you a wet towel? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
just to dry.
Okay, I've got a dry towel for you.
Mhm.
And feel free to wash your hands after this. You've worked
Yes.
hard. Okay, so we're setting our batbout dough aside and we're just with a dry towel and we'll let it rise. Has everybody still got their hands in the dough? I see some are still working on it. So good job. So again, you're looking to add that 1.25 cup of warm water. And and then just keep slowly massaging it until it starts to really get tacky. And then put a little couple drops on the top and then put in a dry towel. Okay. Let us know when you're ready to move on. We'll start clearing our space off. And then you said the next thing that we're thinking of doing is the harira.
Yeah, we're gonna start by cleaning the parsley and the
Okay.
cilantro.
Okay, great. So gonna get some of our ingredients out for the harira. Let us know where you're at. So the harira is gonna, we gave you a full bunch of parsley and a full bunch of cilantro, but we're not gonna
Yeah, we're
utilize
not-
all of it.
Yes.
And we've got our garbanzo beans and our tomato puree. I'm really excited for you to try this fermented butter. It has such a distinct kind of, yeah, you really can tell it's fermented.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not like
So-
ghee.
The fermented butter is a specialty of Morocco.
Uh-huh.
We make it traditionally by adding salt, by preserving the butter with the salt.
Uh-huh.
So the ghee, the way they preserve the ghee is to evaporate all the water from the butter.
Yeah.
In Morocco, we use salt, like a lot of salt,
Uh-huh.
to preserve the butter.
I love that.
And this is what it gives it the smell and the taste
Yeah.
different, and it's very healthy. Yeah. And it's used in many
It smells like cheese.
yes, it's in many dishes, Moroccan dishes.
Mm-hmm. So this will be exciting to use. And then when do we use it? I forgot to.
When?
Yeah.
In the
In the
process,
beginning?
yeah, with the
Great.
spices and
Yeah. Oh, that's
Mhm.
great. Okay.
yeah. So let's start by rinsing some parsley. So we're gonna make for harira, and we're gonna keep like few for the olives.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes.
So we're taking about
Yeah,
maybe a
small
third,
bunch. Yeah.
a third of the parsley.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Third of each
A third of each bunch.
bunch.
Okay.
Yes.
So a third of the parsley and third of the cilantro. And I remember in the tagines, you also use kind of parsley and cilantro together
Mhm.
a lot.
Yeah, they go-
They're like twins.
Yes, they are. And many today we added their third brother, the celery.
That's so great. That's so great. It's yeah, there's so many connections to people, like different cultures and
Yes.
three main kind of spices,
Mhm.
like celery, onion, and carrot are
Carrot.
popular.
Mhm.
We just did a Louisiana gumbo class earlier this week, and their three was onion, celery, and green pepper. And
Yeah.
so it's interesting. So it's interesting.
So I'm
about
gonna
that.
wash these.
Okay.
And let me use this. Oh, my phone is ringing.
Okay, so we're washing our parsley and cilantro and celery together.
No, this.
Oh, just the
Yeah.
cilantro and celery. Okay.
I'm gonna wash the cilantro later.
And you've got it just in a bowl and everything in it. If you wanted it in a colander, you could do that too.
Yeah.
I still need to get this kitchen colander. I forgot. It walked away one day.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we need to dry it a little.
Okay.
and-
So we've just got a cutting board and a knife that you like.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
I
in,
can use
or-
this to
yeah,
dry.
just to dry it off a little bit with a paper towel.
Mhm.
Okay. So again, a third of the parsley and a third of the cilantro, we just rinse in water and we're drying, patting dry with a paper towel.
Mhm.
Everybody with us? Let me know. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's maybe a few people that are still on the bread, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
You've got your recipes. At any point you want us to talk about the process, we're happy to.
Yes.
And then are you someone that cuts the stems off?
No, I mean, I use
You use
them.
the stems?
I took off a little,
Okay.
but yeah, I use them.
Okay. And then just try and dice up your herbs as thin as possible. And Hind brought her favorite knife. Can I show them?
Yes, sure.
So Hind, what do you
Thanks.
call this again?
You don't have any.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. This is like the third time I've asked you what the name is, but it's just a knife, right?
It's a knife. It makes life easy for me.
Yes, and it's great for rocking. You hold both. You'll show it. You'll
Yeah,
show
I
them
will
later.
show you.
But I love that you brought it. It makes me so happy. So you're just using a paring knife. Feel free to use whatever knife that you like the most.
Yeah, just make it as thin as you can.
Yeah.
And
Now,
this makes it actually easier for me.
yeah,
So
this is so great. Oh. So we need one of these.
I think we have some couple in the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some people like asked about them and we brought them like by order. We still have some few in the store.
Oh, great. Was it a couple people from a previous
Yeah,
class?
for previous
Okay, you
classes.
guys. So yeah, there were previous participants from our cooking classes that special ordered this awesome knife from Hind, as well as like tagines, right?
Yes,
So-
we do have some couple tagines. too.
Yeah, which those are like the amazing clay pots that you can make your not your harira, your tagines.
Tagine, yeah.
And your store has all these mini ones too.
Yes,
Like-
for eggs, for a small stew, yeah.
That's great. Has anybody taken a class with him before? Let me know if this is your second time. Yeah. We don't have many Moroccan restaurants nearby, so
have
you're,
There are a few, maybe one or two in Chicago.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
What are the names of them in Chicago? Do you remember?
no,
Okay.
yeah,
Probably you know Moroccan food like the back of your hand, so
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you know how to make all the dishes. Well, we're lucky to have you bringing these
Moroccan
amazing
food,
recipes,
thank you. You're
Moroccan
welcome.
culture. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So satisfying.
Mhm. The smell is good.
Yeah, the cilantro and
good.
parsley is such a good combo.
Yes, and they're so healthy too.
Yeah. So yeah, we're basically just kind of cutting the parsley and cilantro down until it's kind of really
Very-
minced.
Nice.
That'll kind of bring out all the flavors. And we won't be using all of this for the harira. We will
Yeah, we
portion
can-
out a little bit for the marinated olives. Which I'm excited for you guys to try the olives. They're different from the liquid brined olives. These are like a salt
I
cured
think Mia
olives.
is a Moroccan brand. too.
Yeah, I think so
Yes.
too. Yeah,
She is the Moroccan.
yeah. Is that someone's name, I wonder?
Yeah, it's a name. Mina
it?
is a name.
Okay, nice. Yeah, these are dry cured black olives. So when it's time, these do have pits in them. So you'll get to decide if you keep them whole or if you pit them yourself. But something's fun about just taking the pits out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna sort of take a little, um,
Do you
Uh,
need another spoon?
I- Yeah, maybe one or two.
2 big spoons full of the parsley cilantro mixture set aside in a bowl.
For the olives.
Okay. Okay. So we're just setting that aside for the olives. That was 2 kind of large scoops of our cilantro parsley. Okay.
Yeah, now we're gonna start the harira.
Okay.
So we're gonna take the pots.
Okay.
Gonna bring it a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
Sarah, do we have like a can opener? for the-
Yes, we do. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need a can opener. So find yours while I find mine. Oh, here we go. It always moves around, doesn't it? Can openers are funny.
Okay, so we're gonna add the parsley into the pots.
Okay. Parsley goes into your pan
Mhm.
or your pot.
Now we're gonna
Cut the onion.
cut the onion and the celery.
Okay. But are you thinking cutting or do you think you'll put it in the food processor?
Oh, it's better if it's in the food processor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So we're gonna
So if you have a food processor, you're just gonna kind of,
try to clean the
oh, so you're kind of scraping,
little bits.
like kind of peeling the
Yeah,
celery a little bit
those,
of the ends and any of the stringy parts.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go to chop it, it will get stringy.
Yes.
Okay, so you're kind of just like using your paring knife and just kind of scraping the outer side of the stalk to remove some of that stringiness. So for folks that don't have a food processor, they'll just try and chop it up as fine as possible, right?
Yeah.
Or grate it.
just the same way we did with the cilantro and parsley.
Great. I love that. There are people that like peel their celery.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay.
wash them.
Okay. Wash and celery.
Yes. Take this.
Yeah, that one has a little fat.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to the food processor
Okay.
along with the onion.
Okay. And are you gonna do the whole onion?
Yes.
Okay, so just peel off the skin of the onion and it will eventually go into our food processor here. The celery and the onion. So again, we've got our pot that has the remaining parsley and cilantro that we chopped up. I love that we're starting with the herbs in the
Yeah.
pot first.
Mhm.
That's great. I feel like a lot of times in other recipes, it always is like the last ingredient. So it's fun to
Oh.
learn recipes where
Yeah.
the order changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
For the
peel.
harira, we're gonna add everything up, then water.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
So.
So just you're chopping the onion so it'll fit into the food processor,
Mm-hmm.
just into like smaller
Quarters,
chunks. Yeah,
yeah.
quarters. Okay. So we've got our quartered onion, and then you're just gonna chop the celery into kind of bigger sections so that it fits into the food processor. Okay. And then how fine do you want? You want it pretty fine, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty fine, as fine
Yeah.
as it can.
Yeah.
Okay,
fine.
so let's have at it with our food processor. Uh-oh. And do you usually recommend mixing it on the top a little or?
Yeah, we can add few drops of water if needed to make it easy for the
Okay, food processor.
food processor. Yeah.
And
Just
feel free, I'm just pushing some of this down so that it really gets,
few drops of water would help.
okay, like a quarter cup of water that we put into the food processor just so that it gets mixed up. Okay.
Yeah, now
Oh yeah, now it's like a salsa.
yeah.
Done? A little more?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we have a little celery salsa. Beautiful.
We're
Okay.
gonna add that to
The
the
pot?
parsley. Yeah.
Oh, that color is so pretty. It's like a pastel with that onion and celery. So scoop it all out of your food processor, or if you're dicing it, keep chopping until you're comfortably fine. But however it turns out, however you chop it, it will be so good.
I'm not gonna waste these.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add it to.
great. So she added a little bit of water to the food processor. So maybe like overall like a half cup or a third cup of water went into the pan just to rinse the food processor and capture all those good ingredients.
Okay. Now we can add our spices.
Okay.
So this is
Pepper.
pepper. I think we can add a little more.
Great. So we added almost all of the pepper.
Yes. The
And then generous.
the salt, yeah, a
Like a
generous
tablespoon?
amount of, yes, a
Yeah, maybe like a tablespoon of salt.
tablespoon of salt, and you can adjust salt like later too.
Okay, great.
Some olives.
So our pan is not hot yet. It's still cold. We're just adding all of our ingredients in and then we'll add water.
Mhm.
So 2 spoonfuls of olive oil.
Mhm. Salt. So we're gonna add the mixed
Okay.
for the harira. The one that said soup mixed.
Soup mix.
Yes.
Teaspoon ginger, teaspoon turmeric, three
Oh,
quarters teaspoon pepper. Oh, it has
oh,
pepper.
it has
Oopsies.
pepper.
Oopsies.
Mm,
Mm.
That's okay.
Might
I
be a
mean,
little peppery.
yeah,
Sorry.
Harira likes pepper,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention that we did put pepper in the
So if
soup
you
mix.
didn't put pepper yet in the harira, just use the mix.
Okay,
Yeah, for us,
Yeah.
it's okay.
it's okay. We'll be a little peppery, but
Yes.
not too bad. Okay, so we added the soup mix and then onto the tomato paste.
Tomato paste. The fermented butter.
Yeah, feel free to smell that. It's gonna smell so different from but think of it as like, I'd think of it as almost like has like a cheesy smell to it.
Mhm.
And it's salty, right? It's like pretty
Yeah.
salty, so
You
that
can
will help with the
also
salt.
try it with some butter if you
Yeah.
want to leave some to try with butter.
Uh-huh.
With
Or
bread.
batbout, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna clean now we're gonna add the lentils and the beans.
Okay. And then you want to just like rinse the
Yes.
lentils really quick.
Mhm.
Lentils are so pretty.
Yeah.
I think they're like a French lentil, but they cook up just like a brown lentil.
They look colorful.
Yeah, they're like rainbowy. So I feel like this is kind of like the harira is like a kind of like a minestrone meat, like a Moroccan minestrone soup because it has the beans and the lentils and
Yes,
the
it's
tomatoes and
it has the vegetables, the protein,
Yeah.
the the lipids, which is like the fats.
Uh-huh.
So it's complete.
Mhm.
So
And
we're
you said
gonna
that
add it.
We're doing a fully vegetarian meal today,
Mhm.
but sometimes typically you could add stew or like a
Yes,
bone-in meats to your harira. So maybe after this, if you love it, you can keep making it.
yeah, you can make it with the meat too.
So we just rinsed our lentils, and then we added those lentils.
We're gonna open up our can.
Okay. I can help you.
Need some muscles. I have an electric one at home,
Oh, yeah.
so
I want one of those. That's nice.
I'll try.
Here, if you want to
This-
switch, if
Okay.
you want to hold this, I'll get it. Yeah, it's not the best. Sometimes these just get, okay,
Now we got
there we
it.
go. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah. Here, I'll switch you back.
Okay, so let's
Everybody
rinse.
sees my hand. Okay, so pouring out the liquid for the garbanzo beans, and then
Yeah.
do you usually like rinse it?
Yes, rinse it a little bit.
Okay. You don't need all that liquid.
Mhm. Okay, can add it to the pots.
Okay, garbanzo's in. Okay, so far we have everything in except the vermicelli noodles.
We're gonna use that later with
Later.
the flour.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So we're just gonna add the tomato.
Okay. And we probably, I don't know if we gave you more than you'll need.
Yes,
That's okay.
maybe 3/4 of this bottle.
Okay, 3/4 of the bottle of the tomato puree.
I think you can also use it all.
Okay,
Yeah.
actually, we're gonna use it all. Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it because it's
Yeah.
a tomato soup
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, great.
I'm gonna use some
And
water.
help with some of the
here.
pepper.
Yes, too. Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm gonna use some water in the
in the
bottle.
jar, just
just to not waste
yeah, that's great.
whatever in here.
So I filled it up almost full
Yes.
of water, and we'll just add that in there. Great.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll just do a recap really quick. We added everything to the pot. We added all of our tomatoes, and then we went in and we filled up the tomato jar with water. And now we've got kind of like a cold, almost looks like gazpacho.
Yes.
And
Now we can turn on the
heat.
heat, and I'm gonna add maybe one more of this.
Okay.
For water.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So one more bottle full of cold water. And then how high heat do you want? Do you want medium heat?
Medium.
High
Yeah,
heat?
medium.
Okay,
Since we don't have meats, the beans are like almost cooked. So
Yeah.
we only need the lentils to be cooked.
Okay.
And everything also to be homogenate.
yeah,
So it will not take a longer time.
okay, great.
So we're gonna add the lid and leave it simmer.
So Cindy Fisher says, we have no liquid yet. Are we supposed to saute aromatics?
No.
No.
No sauteing.
Yeah, we're okay. No sauteing. We're just putting it all in, and then we added the water and our tomatoes. And so now we're just doing high heat.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know if the recipe said a little different, but that's okay. We're,
I mean, you can saute, but you also it doesn't affect.
okay, sounds
Since we
good.
don't have meat,
Yeah,
sometimes you saute when you have meat.
Yeah, makes sense.
To brown,
Cook
to
it.
brown that meat a little bit. But since we don't have meat, we don't need it.
Okay, great. And if you sauteed like the directions, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine too, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing good.
Very good.
How's everybody so far? We'll do a little check-in. Where is everybody at with their harira? We still haven't added the vermicelli noodles. That's something that we'll probably have to, we might have to cook those just a little bit.
Yes,
Um,
with some, you can chip them. I don't think we need to add some boiled water,
That's fine.
some hot water.
Okay, so we're doing a little cleanup. Let us
Yes.
know how you're doing. So we've have the Batbout still chilling, or well, rising, hopefully not chilling, but we've got our pot, doing a little cleanup.
Yeah.
I'll remove some of the extra cilantro and parsley
Mhm.
out of the way. Okay. We've got like another hour and 10 minutes, so we're doing good.
We're doing good. So we're gonna now work on our olives.
Okay.
So the thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna peel our
Garlic.
garlic.
Okay.
Maybe we need a grinder for the garlic.
Sure.
Small
Yeah.
bar.
Okay. So we're gonna get a grater out for the garlic and maybe ones with the smaller side, like
Yes.
this edge. Otherwise you can just mince it, but this will kind of help make sure you don't get some big chunks of garlic since we're not cooking the garlic. So again, we've got a bowl for our olive dish, and it's basically just a marinated olives with oil and spices and a little of the, like spoonfuls of that cilantro parsley mixture that we had, that we were chopping really fine. So you're just peeling off the skin of the garlic, and it looks like we have about 2 garlic cloves. Will you use 2 or 3?
True.
2? Okay, great. All right. Has anyone ever made Moroccan food before? Seeing head shaking. Anybody gone to Morocco? Or I'm sure if
Yeah.
you went to Morocco, you'd have some Moroccan food, but
Yeah.
that's always been somewhere I've wanted to visit.
Okay.
And did you say that you grew up in near Casablanca or in
Yeah,
Casablanca?
in Casablanca. I grew up in Casablanca, the largest city in Morocco.
Great. So we're just using the finer side of the grater for our 2 cloves of garlic. Just watch your fingers. Can smell good. And we sell these Moroccan black olives in our olive and olive oil section. So you can make these again. They're really tasty, but yeah, they are like salty black olives. But I really like them.
Yeah, they are. I
mhm.
think they're from Morocco too.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see. Yep, product from Morocco.
Amina is a Moroccan brand.
Yeah. They're
have
black
m-
Beldi olives.
Bildi means
Bildi.
traditional.
Oh, okay, nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've finally grated the garlic. And
Yeah,
we're
so
just
we're
gonna kind
gonna
of add
add,
everything.
yeah, this is the olive mix
Okay. So paprika, cumin, oregano, chili
and
flake.
chili flakes.
Mhm. And thyme? Or
No,
no thyme.
the oregano.
Okay, oregano. Yeah.
Yes.
The oregano is finer than it usually is, so it looked like thyme at first. Okay, and then
Yeah.
So we added the
This one
spice
is-
packet that we gave you for the olives
Mhm.
into the bowl, and then
No salts,
No.
don't add salt.
no salt,
Yeah.
because they're already salty.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would be a time if they wanted to decide if they wanted to pit them or keep them whole.
Yes. If you would like to pit them, you're free to too, but if you don't, that's okay too.
We're just putting them in whole.
Mm-hmm.
They look so good.
And,
And the colors, oh, the colors together. I love the greens and the reds.
I need a tablespoon.
Oh yeah, do you want me to get you one? Oh, here it is. Let's see
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just add olives.
So pouring kind of generously of the
Mhm.
olive oil to coat it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And you can use as much as you want.
Yeah,
Of olive.
You can be really generous.
Yes.
We might use more olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
We have some extra olive oil, so if you really want to make it olive oily,
Yeah,
feel
if
free.
you wanna, like at home to put them in a small like jar, maybe
Mm.
going back to that jar and add olive oil, that's fine too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And they'll be so good for the boot.
Mm-hmm. And the more they stay in this marinade, the more the flavor
Yeah.
and.
So would you
taste.
say that you just put them in the fridge or do you keep them on
Yeah.
the counter?
I mean, yeah, they can go back to the fridge, but they might be
Yeah.
finished.
Yeah, yeah.
Once you start
Yeah, exactly.
eating
They'll be
them,
gone. They'll be
be
gone.
gone.
They'll be gone before they even reach
Yeah.
another counter. I think I have to steal one if that's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Taste it and tell us.
It's perfect.
They're good? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So for this is ready now to be consumed.
Uh-huh. So feel free. I
Yeah.
already started.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep an eye out for those pits. You're obviously welcome
Mhm.
to remove them in advance, but there's something nice about kind of eating the whole olive.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is everybody doing? We have already made the marinated olives.
Mhm.
Our Harira
Harira. Can you
is
put it on
little
high,
hot, little
so it's-
higher.
Yeah, a little higher so it can start boiling.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, so we increased the heat, kind of,
Yes.
we had it a little lower. We want to see it simmering, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And we really want to, let's see.
Going to clean up as much as I can.
And then we'll do a little stirring. And it might seem a little thin, but we're going to be adding those noodles and
Yes.
there's
And
going to be a
the
little flour.
Flour.
It's gonna
Mhm.
go
Make
into-
it thick,
Yeah.
to thicken up, yes.
Oh, but it smells good. I think it's that celery and the onion.
Yeah, it's a,
All of it.
it's a homogeneated.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
maybe
symphony.
it's- and-
Harira is a symphony.
Yeah. Yeah. Symphony. I love that.
Everything goes well with everything else.
Yeah. True. Okay. So yeah, we did adjust the temperature again and heat it up a little bit more because we want to see it simmer. Because we want those lentils
Yeah,
And-
to be cooked.
to be
yeah.
cooked.
Mhm. I'm gonna wash my hands from the garlic
Sounds good.
and we're gonna start shaping the dough.
Okay. The Batbout.
Mhm.
I love that word.
Yes.
It's so fun to say. So we're going back to the Moroccan bread. To just take a look at
Is
where it's
everyone
at.
going with us along?
Yeah, let us know
Let
where
us
you're at.
know.
Feel free to put it in the chat. Just let us know what stage you're at. That way we can adjust or, here, I'll take this screen off really quick. Let us know.
Yeah. think. Should I start?
I don't know. People are a little shy. Let us know where you're at. We're happy to wait if you need a little more time to catch up. And our Batbout looks like a little flat. Caught up to you, says Stephanie. Great. But it's definitely risen.
Yes. So I'm gonna shape it now.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna use the counter. Is that fine?
That's great. Yeah, I
tried
washed
to,
it
yeah, to
beforehand.
clean it too.
So clean a surface,
Mhm,
ideally your countertop, and you just washed your hands. So
mhm.
and you're just gonna shape it onto the counter. So we just poured it off the bowl. And then are you gonna just knead it for a while?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to take the air out.
I like the way you knead the bread. That's nice.
Mhm.
So we didn't even put any flour down. We just are kind of kneading it and she's kind of folding it into the
Yeah,
middle.
Look now how.
Wow, it's already.
Mhm,
So kind of like pinch from the edges,
mhm.
bring it into the middle and keep kind of rolling it.
Yeah. So now we can,
Great, that's it.
no.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'll let
We're
you
gonna
say.
divide this into 4 pieces.
Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna just wet my hands a little bit.
Oh, good idea.
Yes.
Wet your
Okay,
hands.
so to the half and then to the half.
That. You're just kind of like squeezing it into halves and then into
Mhm.
quarters.
Yes. So,
The wet hands really help keep it from being too
Mhm.
sticky.
yes. So now I'm gonna try to add some
Flour?
flour.
Okay. So we did save a little bit of the flour that we gave you.
Yes, for this.
Okay, so we're at a kind of higher simmer. Should I lower it or just are we
Maybe on
happy?
medium.
Okay. Now that we've gotten to a simmer, and look at how beautiful orange this is.
Yes.
So we're lowering it now that we're at a simmer.
Mhm. Oh, not this. I kicked the semolina. What the- Yes, this is.
So we're gonna use some of the semolina that we left
Mhm.
out for us. And that would be nice because it'll have that little kind of crunch.
Yes, on top.
Hmm.
Yeah, so now this is how we do it. We try to take the edges into the middle
Okay.
and we roll.
So you sprinkled some semolina.
Yeah, and try to get
So
the
it's-
all the edges on in the center to
Mhm.
make it to make all.
Yeah. You're kind of like using your fist on the bottom part. Oh,
Yes.
look at how pretty. Okay, so it's fully coated in that semolina. So as she was pinching it together, all of the kind of the movement kind of coated
Mhm.
the top and
Yeah, to
edges.
make a small like
Yeah.
ball.
Uh-huh.
Then you keep it
Okay.
aside, add some more semolina, and repeat the process. All the edges to the middle.
Just to form it, and then kind of pinch those edges together.
Try to roll a little bit. And then it's ready. Add the semolina as needed.
Okay.
So it doesn't stick.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Look how happy. Yeah, that semolina, you really don't need that much, but it's enough to kind of coat
Yes.
the edges.
So to know. You can use your hand to help shape the dough
Mm-hmm.
into a small ball.
Kind of just pat it down a little,
Mhm.
flatten it, but not super flat, because we
Mm,
will
We will
roll
flatten
it, we
yes.
will roll it
Yes.
further.
Yes.
Okay. So again, here's our last one. She's folding the edges into the middle, and then she's kind of cinching and pinching the edges to kind of make it into a nice ball, and then rolling it in her palm. And then a little
Make sure
sprinkle,
there is some
Yeah.
semolina
semolina
in the
everywhere.
yeah, in the bottom.
But ideally just on the just on the outside, right? Not in the
Yes.
inside.
Mhm.
It has a little on the inside. Oh, oh.
Yes. So for me, I can use my hand and the ruler to show you.
Okay.
So let's do this one by hand. Just flatten it up with your hand.
You flipped it halfway and just
Mhm.
kind of pressing it in a circle. And then how thick? Do you want it to be really, really thin or are you still thick?
No, doesn't have to be very thick. Batbout is a little different than pita bread.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
And then should they be, we'll still let them rise again or?
yes, for a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay.
For 10 minutes or
Okay.
so.
And then will you want to cook these in the oven or on the pan?
Basically, the batbout is cooked on the stove.
Great.
Yeah. On top of a skillet or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So this is how thick it is.
Yeah. So it's about like, I would say like a quarter
Mm-hmm.
to a half inch.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. We can let it sit on top of yes.
Cutting board. The baking sheet.
Yes, the baking sheets.
So if you have a baking sheet or if you have like a cutting board,
Just take it and let it is here.
great. Love it.
We're gonna continue. You want me to use a roller for this one?
Whatever you
We
want.
can,
Whatever you're comfortable with.
yeah.
How are you happy with how much this is
Yes.
simmering?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that we have like kind of a gentle simmer
Mhm.
going on our harira. Oh wow, the smells have changed.
Yes.
That tomato is really activated.
We keep like rolling the dough so it doesn't take too long to keep that circle shape.
Yeah.
And we try to make it at the same thickness.
Hmm. But you
And
usually
that's
just do it with
it.
your hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. People can learn that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It looks so roughly about the same size as like a
Yeah.
pita,
Mhm.
but thicker and
Thicker,
yeah.
yes.
And will it when we cook it,
If
will
you
it have like a
so
oh, if you run out of semolina?
Marina, add some more, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you would like to say?
But when you cook it on the pan, will it kind of puff up?
Yeah,
kind of
gonna
like
puff
a
up a little bit, yeah.
have like a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But do you ever stuff the boot with anything
Yes,
inside?
there is like like a recipe that you stuff. You can stuff it with ground meat, you can stuff it with tuna,
Oh.
whatever like stuffing you would like to add. Shrimp, anything
Wow.
as a sandwich, for example, you can make.
So when you would be if they ever wanted to make this again and stuff it,
Mm-hmm.
would they, as they're forming the balls and they're like,
No, until they're cooked, there is all different.
yeah.
Some people, for example, at this stage, they add the stuffing and they close it again. They let it sit for a little bit and then they cook it.
Oh,
Some
wow.
other way is that they make the batbout empty and then they open it with a scissor
Uh-huh.
and then they
Stuff
stuff it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of many different ways.
Yeah. That's great.
Mhm.
They're lovely. not often that people get to make their bread. How many
Mhm.
people, are there anybody here that likes making bread on a regular basis? I feel like it's
I do.
sometimes a lost art.
Yeah, I make bread like all the time.
Do you? And
I
then,
don't buy bread. Very rarely when I
Yeah.
buy bread. Yeah.
yeah, and it's so good when you make it.
It's healthier and it's less expensive
Yeah.
and like many
And so
benefits
fresh, yeah.
and fresh. Yes.
Mhm. And once you start making it, you don't wanna, it's like, you always compare it, you know,
Yeah.
to the,
Sometimes I also make the sourdough
oh, do you?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, sometimes I
That's
do.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
So are there a lot of different, I'm sure there's a tons of different types of Moroccan
Bread,
breads.
yes. Also, there is like some with semolina, with wheat, with all, with the what do we call it? The oats or bran, not a bran.
Yeah,
The
bran, like wheat bran or
wheat, not the wheat,
Mhm.
the barley,
barley,
the
okay.
barley.
Mm.
So
Oh, that'd be an
yeah.
interesting flavor.
Mm-hmm. Wheat bran also we can use it
And like,
to make it healthier.
more whole wheat, need
Yeah.
more space.
Yeah, I can do.
Do you
what
want a
Yeah, a
plate?
towel, just
Towel?
a towel. I'm gonna put one on top of the other.
Yeah.
This is a trick we do,
So
and then we
you
can
just
cover
put
it.
a towel down and then, so it won't stick because of the semolina?
Yes, they
Great.
won't. We just then
They're
cover.
not rising that long that it's
Yeah.
sticky,
Mhm.
probably.
Yes. Now
Great. Okay, we covered them.
we covered them. and We're gonna
Put them
let
to
them
bed.
to put them to
A
bed.
little nap. And
Yeah.
then they will, you think you wanted to let them rise for another 20
Yeah.
minutes or?
What time is it now?
We've got, it's 11:11, so we've got about 50 minutes.
Oh, so we
So I
still
think
have
we're
time.
doing good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Okay.
So yeah,
Should
we can leave them for like about 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay,
And then
great. Sounds
after,
good.
yeah.
Okay, so we're cleaning up again. And
Yes.
are we gonna move over to the
To
Ghriyba?
the Ghriyba, yes. And
We'll take a look at our
Yeah,
Harira. Should we
yeah.
stir it?
yeah, we should stir it a little bit and see the lentils, check the lentils. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah,
And the lentils have definitely changed.
yeah,
They're still hard.
they're still hard. But we still have time.
Yeah. Sounds good. So keep cooking on the Harira. And
Mhm.
then we'll oh yeah, we will need to wash the we forgot to wash.
Yeah, I will wash it.
Okay, so we'll wash the
The
food
food
processor
processor.
because we don't want any onion flavor in our dessert.
Yes.
So I can help with that. Maybe we've got like a non-fragrance, so
Okay.
I'll just, if you don't
Oh.
mind, I'll just get it.
I can do it. I can do it. You're holding.
I don't know if this works, so we might need to unscrew that.
Okay.
So we're just gonna rinse the food processor, and we're just adding a little soap. Just adding a little soap because we need to get rid of those
Mhm.
onion oils. Because we're gonna use the food processor to chop up our walnuts. So will that be the first thing that we start with for the Ghriyba?
Yes.
Okay. How's everybody doing? Any questions so far? Let's take this off. Spotlight really quick. Great. Okay, so Steve Strayhouse, he said, you mentioned flour on the soup, right? That step's not done yet. That step not yet done. Yes, you're totally right. So we haven't put in our noodles or our flour yet. So we're making sure that we want those lentils to be more cooked. I think sometimes with the tomatoes, lentils and tomatoes sometimes take a little bit longer to cook.
Yes.
But we'll get there soon. And then Kelly says, doing great. My kitchen smells amazing. Yay. And
That's great.
Cindy liked it. Yeah. Isn't it good? Oh, I need to turn, we want to have kind of like a simmering, and our induction burners, as some of you maybe already know, our induction burners are like so immediate. Like I turn it up and it's just simmering,
Yeah.
you know? So make sure that pot is simmering for you. And the tomato paste, 1 tablespoon we have. I didn't see if we used it. That's okay. Feel free to put it in now.
What is
We did use it, the tomato paste.
Yeah, you can use it at any time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, awesome, Christine. The olives taste amazing. Yay! I know, don't they? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. We're doing so many different recipes, but you're so artful in what menu that we made, and they're all like, once you learn them, they realize they're pretty, this would be something you could make again, you know?
Yes.
It's and once you taste the olives, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna have unseasoned olives from
Yes,
now on, you
yes.
know? And I just love how they look. They just, all the seasonings really, yeah, there's a reason why olives are a delicacy, you know? So fun. Has any of you tried these olives before this class? The ones that are not brined in the liquid, but more salt cured? I'm really
Yeah.
curious about that.
Mhm. Yeah, the same way we cure the butter, we cure the olives.
Yeah, just a
Yeah,
lot of
with-
salt.
Yeah, a lot of salt.
And
Yes.
you have the ocean, you know, to
Yeah.
have all that sea salt. Okay, so we were just, again, we cleaned the food processor. So, oh, I forgot, we've got the top too.
Oh, yeah.
So let me do that. I actually don't have the screen open right now. So feel free to clean your food processor or your knife and cutting board if you're doing it by hand. Christine says, I have had these olives before, so delicious. And then saying, this is my first time trying Mina olives. So yay, it's great. And we probably want to dry.
Yeah, I would try.
Do we want to dry the food processor? Thanks. Thanks. And okay, so yeah, we're getting ready to do blending of the walnuts. So for those that don't have the food processor, I guess one technique that you could use is if you have like
a bone, like a, or like a
Yeah.
roller in a Ziploc.
yeah,
They can put their walnuts in a Ziploc and then use
hit it.
and hit it.
Yeah, hit it on the counter. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? That way they all are kind of contained and you can really like,
Yeah, as much as they can, so they can make it as
Yeah.
fine as they
Uh-huh.
can.
And you
It's
might
okay
even-
if there is still like some few
yeah.
pieces, like big pieces, that's fine.
Mhm.
But as much as they
Yeah, and you might even, after they get small, you could use the roller
yeah,
and just
because
roll
the
over.
walnuts are easy to be smashed.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like almonds. are
Yes,
hard.
almonds are hard.
Yeah.
I use my blender as a food processor. Is it fine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just really just wanting a
Yeah, I think
finer
that's fine too, yeah.
walnut.
Mhm.
So let me get the close-up going again. So everybody good? Okay.
Just make sure doesn't have any onion smell on it and
No
you're good
onions,
to go.
please.
Yeah.
No onions in dessert. I'm sure someone's done it,
Yeah.
maybe with caramelized onion or something.
Yeah.
Not raw, doesn't have the same.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Feel free to check in as you need.
Okay, so we will put our walnuts in the food.
all the
processor.
walnuts in, great.
Yes. And the other way.
And I think we'll do this. Okay.
Here it is.
And we're just looking for really finely diced, right?
Uh, not really fine.
Okay, oops, I
Doesn't
think
it?
maybe,
Take it off.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's
The blade gets stuck sometimes. All right, blade in and then walnuts.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Lid
So
on.
not as very fine. We can keep, as I said, those small like pieces.
Okay, so we could pulse and then you let me know. No.
Yeah, a little more.
A little more.
Yeah.
You see? A little more?
Yeah, a little more. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we kind of have like a, you know what, like that graham cracker crust
Yes.
flour kind of looks like? That's what you're kind of looking for. So just
Mhm.
little tiny bits, but mostly all ground.
Mhm.
Looks great.
Okay, we're gonna use this
Yeah.
bowl.
Okay, so we got another big bowl. We gave you some parchment paper. We will eventually need a couple trays. Baking sheet. Or if you wanted to just use one baking sheet and use less dishes, you could just do a couple rounds with the baking sheet. Does that look okay to you? Or
I
still need a little,
I think so, yeah, I think so. Okay, so we're gonna dump this in here.
okay? So we dumped all of the walnuts in.
Yes. We're gonna add to this
So 1 egg.
1 egg.
Okay.
The jam.
Okay, the apricot jam, which we used in a different Ghriyba recipe,
Mhm.
one that was more semolina based.
The sugar.
All the sugar.
Powdered
Powder, baking powder.
baking powder.
Baking powder. And then,
The butter.
yeah. We gave you a little bit more than 1 tablespoon of butter, but I think it should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just use all of it.
Mhm.
And
And
then
then the table
2 tablespoons.
of
We did like 2 heaping tablespoons of flour.
Mhm. And we're gonna try to mix this. A pinch of
Oh, yeah,
salt.
pinch of
Of
salt.
salt.
Okay, and then, oh, the one thing, don't add the powdered sugar yet. This is something that will
Yeah.
will coat the powdered
Mhm.
sugar.
We're gonna keep it.
So no powdered sugar in the mix. Okay, so
We're
we've
gonna
got,
try now to mix the cookie.
okay, with your hand.
Yeah, with my,
I
all the work is with my hand.
love it. You kind of just like clawing it. And then try and break up the butter too.
Mhm.
So you've made two different
Ghriyba.
Ghriyba recipes, one
Mhm.
with semolina in one of our classes and one with the walnuts. Do you have a favorite?
Actually, both.
Yeah,
Yeah, both are good.
and they're different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever make it with different, have you made it with almonds before?
Yes.
You have?
Mhm.
Wow, or like cashew? Or-
Not cashew.
Okay, but almonds?
Cashew is not like a Moroccan nut.
Uh-huh.
So in Morocco we have like uh, more like walnuts and almonds.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Um, so it's not, it used not to be familiar. so
Yeah.
in the past.
Right, right.
To be like a traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it will stick a little bit, which is fine, which is like normal,
Okay.
because it needs to stay like for a 10 minutes to absorb that moist.
Okay.
It's totally fine, so I will keep it.
Okay.
I'm gonna scrub my hands with something.
Just not to
maybe-
lose it. Yeah, I can get you a
maybe a
spatula.
knife or a spatula, please, yes.
So use a spatula just to not lose some of the batter.
Mm-hmm.
And then should we start preheating the oven, you think?
Um,
Wait a little while?
wait, once we start shaping it,
Okay.
we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Harira is doing good. I could stir it.
Yeah.
Is
we
it
just
okay?
Need that lettuce. Yeah, you can stir it. We need that lettuce to be cooked.
Cooked.
Yeah.
Not yet. They're getting closer.
Yeah, but not yet. Maybe this kind takes
Maybe it takes longer.
longer.
Yeah, sorry.
Is what I believe.
I wonder.
Yeah, but we still have time.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it for a few minutes to absorb the moist. And in the meantime, we're gonna cook the batbout.
Okay, great. So we're just leaving this Ghriyba to kind of absorb some of the moisture. And then what kind of pan do you want? Do you want like a
Yeah.
stainless steel
Yeah,
wider
definitely.
pan? So we're gonna use this for our batbout to kind of cook up our bread on a
Yeah, we
pan.
should heat it
Okay, heat it hot.
a little bit.
Yeah, and then will they need olive oil to?
No.
No, it's just dry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so we're gonna heat our pan up for our bread hot. And this pan gets hot pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah. And then sometimes it cools off once it gets hot. And then once you put something in, we'll just have to adjust the temperature. So do we put the flour in the cookie dough now or later? So yes, we did add the 2 heaping tablespoons of
Yes.
our flour. The only thing we didn't put in the cookies was the powdered sugar. So feel free to do that and then stir it all up. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so I think it's hot.
Is it already?
Mhm.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
And
So
so one at
let's-
one at a time.
Yeah, we're gonna start like ideally to start with the first one we did.
We did add the regular sugar, so we added everything except the powdered sugar. So the ground walnuts, all of the sugar, we did a pinch of salt, the large egg, that tablespoon of butter, the apricot jam. I mentioned the sugar before, baking powder, and then 2 heaping tablespoons of all-purpose flour. That sound good? Okay, and then we've got our pan hot
For the batbout.
for the batbout.
Yes. So we're gonna try to take one like this and put it.
Okay,
Is there any spatula I can
Yeah.
flip
Mhm.
the batbout with?
yeah. Unless we should. Oh,
Yeah, that's one.
sorry.
That one would
Yeah.
work. That would work. Yeah. Anything that you can use to flip. So once we put our batbout, we should not wait very longer to flip it.
Okay.
Maybe few like
We did high heat for the bread.
yes.
Oh, beautiful. So it's not, doesn't have a lot of color,
Mhm.
but it's
We're gonna
golden.
keep, we're gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna keep
flap.
flap it, flip flap.
Flip flopping.
Yes, until it's,
Fully cooked.
yes, now it's kind of,
We could kind of increase the heat if we need.
yes. So once it can be removed, we should wait a little bit until, yes.
And that semolina helps
Mhm.
probably keeping it from getting
Yeah.
stick.
We should
Mhm.
keep flipping and flapping until it's cooked and it's golden, beautifully
Mm,
colored.
mhm. I love how it really has gotten yellower
Yes.
in the color, just in the dough itself.
Mhm.
Um,
That's from the semolina.
okay.
Hot? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we didn't add any oil. We're just
Mhm.
doing it dry in
Yeah.
the pan.
If you have a cast iron one, you can use that too.
Mm-hmm.
We just roll it like this to like even the color.
Mm-hmm. Are we using a cast iron pan? Oh, we are using, great.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, we're using a stainless steel, any pan that's like wide enough that can really kind of conduct heat.
I think the cast iron is even better.
Mm-hmm. We're just kind of poking it to see if it's,
No, I'm trying to, yeah, now they get,
and you kind of are is it too high?
I think so, yeah.
So we're avoiding it getting like blackened.
Think this is, do you
Maybe
have
it's,
another one?
yeah,
Sarah?
yeah. Maybe the semolina is getting a little too burnt.
Yeah.
We're gonna try a different pan just because
pan.
we're getting a little bit of
Yes.
black, but let's see.
I think
We do
that's
have a
good.
cast iron.
Yeah, that would be better. It would be better.
We do have a cast iron. Let's try that. Okay.
Yes. Now it needs,
Yeah.
but the iron gets hot very quickly,
Uh-huh.
hopefully.
And you will have a little bit of semolina that will burn, but we're hoping to get more of a brown. So maybe just adjust the pan so that keep it from burning. Okay. And let's take a look at the Ghriyba.
What time is it?
1:35. We're doing pretty good. Yeah,
Okay.
got about a
Because if we can use, do you want to use
two,
two?
sure. Yeah.
Even if at home, if you would like to use two skillets, then
Yeah.
get quickly like,
Let's try it.
yeah.
So everybody's gonna have different kitchens. I'm just gonna set this down for a second. Okay. And then, so we're gonna do 2 skillets, just that way we have more time. So we're gonna kind of do full heat.
Can you add some heats to this one too, Sarah?
Yeah. I think it might just take a minute,
Okay.
but
we
yeah,
can
yeah,
wait.
that's getting hot.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we're doing good. We've got the one we're still working on. We're doing another pan just as a backup.
Mhm.
And then the Harira
Hopefully the Harira, only the lentils worry
lentils.
about.
Yes. And make sure you check your lentils. It is getting a little thicker,
Yeah.
so that's good news.
So maybe we would not use, we can omit like, it depends how thick you have your soup, you can adjust the flour and the vermicelli.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna start puffing.
okay. We're getting some puffing. That's what you were looking for, huh? So we want it to puff. Oh, it's like a little chimney.
Yeah.
So you're looking for it to kind of puff up
Yeah,
and start.
It's getting out.
Is that normal or yeah? So
Yeah.
you'll sometimes have these chimney
Mhm.
vents coming out.
Yeah, I think this one is ready.
Okay, great. Oops, ooh, hot.
Yeah.
And you just put it in a
In
little-
a sheet and leave it here.
Great. Okay,
We're
on to the
gonna
next
add
one.
The next one.
Doing good.
Yeah, this one is getting hot too.
Yeah, I think you could try it. Water will evaporate soon.
Mhm.
Fun. So it's just about making sure to flip it kind of more regularly to get it even.
Yes. Yeah, this one is good.
Okay.
With the help of something,
Mhm.
in here.
Sure, that one's up. 400. Let us know how your lentils are coming along. If, I think these French lentils might take a little bit longer than like maybe a brown lentil or a green lentil. So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see, there was a question. Do we want the Batbout to puff up when it cooks? That's always great. Yeah, we do want it to
Yeah.
puff up, and then you can kind of keep
Raise,
flipping it.
raise and be fluffy.
Bethany said, "Hey,
So-
were we supposed to add the fermented butter already to the Harira? Thank you." Yeah, we did add the
Yeah.
they
If
call
you
it
didn't do it, I mean, it's better to do it at first because if you didn't do it from the beginning, it's okay, but it will have like a stronger like
flavor.
taste, yeah, flavor.
Yeah, so you can add it now.
Mhm. It's, if I knew I would bring it
And then,
with me,
yeah,
but that's okay. We're trying. Maybe it's a lot.
maybe too hot.
Yeah.
And then said, "My Batbout is looking so good. Great.
great.
We're so happy." Yeah, our semolina is kind of sticking to our pan and it's burning a little bit. So my cast iron could be a little bit more better seasoned.
Yeah.
But they are looking,
I'm gonna only use this one.
sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can we
sure. We can turn it off.
turn it off?
Mhm. Okay, so maybe now would be a good time to heat the oven up a little
Yes.
for the
If it
cookies.
takes time, yeah.
So we're gonna heat our oven up to 350.
Yes, because after the batbout, we're gonna shape the semolina, the walnuts, Ghriyba.
Ghriyba. And should we take a look at the lentils to see if they're done?
They look,
Not done yet?
I don't know, we should pinch one and see. Yeah, they did.
Good. What about
They
this
did.
one?
All of them.
All of them?
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, now our Harira is ready.
And it has gotten thicker, our Harira. So things are coming along. Good job, everybody. You're cooking up a storm. That's the thing I love about these virtual classes is that you get to cook all of the recipes and then enjoy the meal afterwards. So
If you have some edges you wanna, but this is a perfect color.
okay, yeah, love it. How's everybody's boots looking? Have you heard that term before? I had before Hind introduced it to me. So it's fun. It's fun to say. I keep saying it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this for the powdered sugar.
Okay. So yeah, we will need a separate bowl for the powdered sugar when we do get to the cookies. But we're almost there. That boot needs probably a couple more turns. Is it too high, the temperature?
Maybe I'm trying to, I'm not sure how
Could lower it
much
just a
is
little.
yeah.
We want it high enough, but not burning.
Mhm.
Mm. And we want that golden speckling. I think my boot isn't getting super yellow. Is that because I needed more semolina?
not-
Well,
it's
ours
not
isn't
yellow?
like super yellow. You probably added honestly the same amount of semolina that we did. So I mean ours is a little yellow, but it's not like you know, super, super rich yellow. It's just not white, you know. So I would say if you added the semolina that we gave you, you're right on track.
Mhm.
And then the other question, can we add more water to the soup if it's looking very thick?
Yes,
Yes, feel free.
Mm-hmm.
So how much water, like, is this the kind of consistency that you're looking for?
I mean, this one is, for me is thick.
Okay,
So if you would like, if you have it like this and you don't want to add any like thickeners, that's fine.
okay,
If you want to add some thickeners, you can add some water.
okay. So maybe like, depending on how thick it is, maybe add it
This one looks
slowly.
fine for me.
Yeah. Everybody still good? How many more boots do you have to cook?
I'm trying to push the middle.
Uh-huh. Kind of pressing it,
Mhm,
the middle
press it.
in so it fully cooks.
Mhm.
You could turn the heat back up.
Yeah, we're gonna add some water to this.
Okay.
Yes. I think that's- Or maybe we can add,
And do we want to, are we thinking with the vermicelli that we want to still boil water or we want to just do it with hot water?
boiled better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the vermicelli noodles can technically go in without being boiled, but we're gonna boil them in a little pan. I think we didn't say that in the recipe
Yeah.
card, but
The one that we usually use is the Italian vermicelli.
okay, it's
I'm
kind of like
sorry, I
egg.
didn't mention that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
This is kind of like a so the-
Asian vermicelli.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're just gonna add this, some water, and chop it up a little bit, so then we can add it.
Perfect. So we preheated our oven to 350, just so when we're ready to do the cookies, we have time. The Batbout, we're on our last one and it's almost there. And then we put our noodles just in a little pan and should I fill it up just with a little water? And we're just we want to soften these and then we'll cook them and then probably chop them up a little bit and then add them to the.
Can you show them, Sarah? So your batbout, it doesn't have to like make a ball, but it should be to be fluffy like this and a little raised like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a larger, like English muffin, kind of.
Yeah. If we have a knife, we can open one with them
Yeah.
to show them how it looks.
Oh. That looks
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Yummy.
And fluffy.
Yeah, super fluffy. Yummy. That looks delish. So, okay, we've got our noodles in a little water.
Yeah.
Should I just heat this up and bring it to a boil?
What is it?
The noodles.
Yes.
Is that okay? So we're just gonna heat these noodles up until they kind of cook up. Meanwhile, are you okay with the way the harira is?
I'm gonna add some water to it.
Okay.
So it can boil
Okay.
before we add our yeah, so I'm gonna add how much
Maybe
is
like,
that?
is that like a cup and a quarter?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Cup and a third. Okay. 1 1/3 cup of water that we're adding all of it in. And maybe just a quick stir,
Yes.
make sure nothing's on the bottom.
Now I'm gonna add about another 1 cup, but with the flour.
Okay, great, to kind of make a
A thickener.
thickener. So an additional cup of water and then the rest of how much
Flour.
flour?
Yeah. We can. Oops. As I said, it depends on how thick their soup is,
Yeah,
but maybe let me stir and see how.
so we added about 3 tablespoons, 3-ish tablespoons to our cup of water. And I think will you say you won't probably add all of it? You'll
Yeah.
see how thick it needs
How
to
thick
be.
is that?
So does everybody follow? So again, we added an additional 1 1/3 cup of water into our harira just to thin it out.
Mhm.
And then we're adding another cup with 3 tablespoons of the flour that we set aside.
Yes. Yeah, I think
That's
that's
great.
good.
It's kind of like a slurry. And our noodles are definitely heating up a little.
Yeah.
And you're just,
If you have a little of the fermented butter left, you can try it with the batbout.
So we're just cooking our noodles a little bit. It doesn't need much.
Yeah, so our thickener is ready.
Okay.
Yeah, we can add it to.
I just added a little flour to the soup and tasted it. It's fabulous. I'm going to wait to add the noodles. We will add them before we have the soup for dinner. I like a thicker soup, so I'm not adding more water. That's okay. Great.
Okay, yeah, as I said, depends on how you like your soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay.
So once we add the thickener, we should keep stirring so it doesn't stick in the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like ours is also thick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should not add all of that. We'll make it very thick. How you like the soup, Sarah?
However you want it. Yeah. And we don't have to add all the thickener.
Yes,
We
we
can
don't
just
have
see how
to.
it goes. We add maybe half and always add more.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, now we should leave it to stir and like to simmer, stir a little bit, and this one is ready, Sarah.
Okay. Perfect. And then do you want a strainer?
Yes, please.
So we do
Yes.
have a little strainer for the noodles.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're gonna maybe use like the
Cutting board
the
and just
cutting
quickly
board,
chop
yes,
up
to chop it a little bit.
a little more.
Mhm.
Okay. And just kind of finely chop the noodles. This will be so nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But feel free to use the Italian vermicelli like for next time.
Yeah, like a egg. Would you say like a kind of this, would it be this thin?
Yes.
Okay.
The fine one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna add it at the last step once this is ready. Yeah. We should wait until the flour is cooked, fully
Yeah.
cooked.
Okay.
Looks amazing.
It does look
doesn't
so
it?
good and smells great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tomato has such a unique
Mhm.
smell. I think it's the celery and the onion and all of the spices. Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
just waiting a little bit longer on making sure that the soup is thick enough.
Mhm. So
And-
now we have, we need to work on our like Ghriyba.
Perfect. Okay, so we've got our cookie dough back out.
Mhm.
And then we'll need a little bowl
For the sugar.
for the powdered sugar, and you're basically just gonna kind of roll the balls and then toss them into that powdered sugar, and then
Yes.
I'll get you a couple cookie sheets with the parchment paper, and we've
Mhm.
got our oven. You usually wet your hands.
Yes, you can use like just water, or in Morocco we use like blossom water.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can use just water. I just
Okay, I can get you a bowl.
small bowl. Yeah.
So maybe a small bowl, that way it keeps your hands from being too sticky in the,
Yes.
but you said you use what kind of like orange blossom?
Orange blossom water.
Oh, I love that. So orange blossom water could be used for just coating your hands. And then how big? Kind of small?
Yes, because it will like enlarge a little bit.
So like a little, like kind of like a truffle or like a little
Yeah.
bigger than a truffle.
Yes. Just roll it and put it in here.
Mhm. Like I would say maybe like an inch and a half ball. It definitely has gotten thicker. I see by the way it simmers that
Yes.
it is thicker. But it's still nice. It still has a thinness, it's not like a super thick stew. Make sure you scrape the bottom, make sure that nothing is sticking.
So we try to coat the balls, the small ghribas in here with the powdered sugar, fully like coats.
And then how long do we typically cook these for? Like looks like 3 to
12,
12.
12 minutes. I made them
Okay.
small, maybe
Yeah.
like 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh yeah, it says bake for 4 minutes and rotate the sheet, bake for 3 to 5 minutes more. So yeah.
Yeah, it's very quick because
Mhm.
it's only the egg.
Yeah. Oh, and those walnuts will be so nice and toasty too,
Yes.
once we cook them. So we are getting a little close to 2 o'clock, but we really basically are almost done. We've got to just add the cookies
Yeah.
to the oven, cook those off, and then just add the vermicelli noodles. And
Yeah.
we're basically there. We've
Yeah,
got
the
like,
vermicelli doesn't need to be cooked.
oh yeah, right. But do you add it to the soup or do you add it
Yes.
just later?
Yeah,
Okay.
to the soup, and we can turn off.
Okay. So we're just generously coating the cookie dough into the powdered sugar. And with the other Reba cookies, they kind of have that crackling.
They will have
They will
that
also
too.
crackle.
Yes.
Kind of like if anybody's made like Mexican wedding cookies where
Mhm.
they kind of crackle, it's really just wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
kind of sticky
Yeah.
my hands. I made them small. I don't know why.
It's okay.
They should be
You can
a
make them as
as
small or big as you
uh,
want, as
as
long
you
as you're
want.
cooking them.
Yes.
But they are a little soft when you take them out of the oven, at least from when we have done it in the past,
Mhm.
and then they harden up.
Up,
So
out, yeah.
yeah, don't be worried about them not being like hard. They're supposed to be kind of soft and
Mhm.
fluffy.
Yes. Sarah, can you help me code in? Because
Sure.
like we did last time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard.
No worry. So just keep rolling those
Yes.
around. Move it over here if that's okay.
Yes, for sure.
And then we'll just place them on. And then I like that you kind of like, did you put a little dimple on them? Or you kind of
Yeah.
touch them down in the middle? Just a little thumb in the middle
Mhm.
and keep them from getting too puffy. How's everybody doing? Oh, I forgot to ask, how many people are cooking with another person or just cooking all this on your own? I'm curious. We've got next week, I'll be posting other classes that we're gonna have for June. We're gonna have a Brazilian, one of our Brazilian teachers teach a brigadeiro, which is kind of like a Brazilian truffle. So it's a dessert class. So that'll be great, and that'll be in person. And then I will be teaching along with Liz, who you met yesterday. We'll be teaching a pizza class
Oh,
for the virtual class.
for in person?
For that one will be virtual.
Oh, virtual. too.
Yeah. That way we don't need so many ovens.
Yeah.
Everyone will have an oven at home.
At
But we
home,
have
yeah.
done it. We have done it here. It just it takes a little
Time.
time, yeah.
Mhm.
Christine says, I could never do this on my own. You could, but it's so much nicer to do it together, isn't
To
it?
have someone, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
fun. There was one time during COVID that we had like a whole frat do a pasta making class. It was a virtual class. So we saw like they had gotten, it was cute. They had gotten their little like chef hats.
Oh,
And so you could see them like, I think we made like 10 different meal kits for them because there were like 20 of them
oh,
and they were following along. And so it is fun to do it with friends or family. I love that. I love that we've got a 6-year-old Rosalind that's cooking with us today.
oh.
Are there any other?
6 years old?
Yeah, 6 years old. I know, isn't that great? Are there any other people that are cooking with their kiddos or with someone they love? And you probably will have more powdered sugar left over, and that's okay.
Mhm.
Am I spicing these out all right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. These look so good. And they will probably get a little bit bigger, but not a whole
They-
lot.
No, not a
Because-
whole lot, yes.
The other ones when we made it with
I
semolina,
don't know why today I made them that small, maybe
no,
the
they're great.
batter looks for me.
Yeah, they look cute.
Okay.
They look so cute. And then you don't feel bad eating a couple, maybe then just
Yeah,
one.
One is enough. Okay.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah, you can, I'm trying to get.
Yeah, yeah. That last one.
Mhm.
You're so good about not wasting.
Yes. Okay, maybe we can have two here, or just one
Yeah,
big.
one's fine.
Okay. Trying to not waste, yeah.
That's great. Especially a cookie.
Yes. Oops.
Okay. So these are gonna go into the oven once you have them all. They're gonna go into the oven for about 10 minutes, and you can do a full flip midway through if you want, just to check. But I'll put these in the oven if that works. Here we go. And do you want me to just do 10 minutes or like a 5 and 5?
5 and 5.
Okay.
We can check on them.
Okay, 5 minutes in and then we'll check on them.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Harira is ready.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So oven or cookies are in the oven. And maybe now time for the vermicelli noodles.
Yes, we can add those now and then
Yummy. So we're adding all the noodles in now. Wonderful. Okay. Just stir those in.
yes. You have any olive oil left, you can add it to your olives.
Okay, great. It's looking good.
Also, you can taste your harira to adjust salt.
Okay, sounds good. Should we do that?
Yes.
I can get you a couple
Mhm.
spoons. Hey, here we go. It might be hot.
Yeah.
Oh. Time to try. Mmm.
I think it's salt.
Yeah, I think the salt's
Yeah.
great. Oh, yummy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also the pepper is not
It's not
too
bad.
hot, yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. This looks great. Should we kind of plate some things up? We've got the cookies have risen, definitely risen up,
Yes.
which is good.
Mhm.
And then maybe so do you traditionally do like a plate for the batbout and then a bowl on the plate, or how do you?
Yes, for the harira. A bowl for the harira. Yes.
I'm gonna get you a different one.
Mhm.
And then I've got a ladle. So we can start plating things up.
Yes.
Ooh, look at this.
You can have the olives with the batbout. I will try to.
Okay. Yummy.
Do you have a plate, Sarah?
Yeah.
With the batbout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, we've got the harira.
The olives and the cookies. I think
Cookies are almost done.
they look so good.
Oh, and it's been 5 minutes, so another 5.
Yes.
But we can also take a quick look.
Mhm.
Oh, they look good. They look almost done.
Yeah, they do.
Wait, should we, our oven tends to be a little bit faster. Should we look? Ours might be done.
Yeah, maybe just 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Our
that's
oven,
fine.
we've got this tiny convection oven, as you can see. Oh, we tried the bread with the soup and it was amazing. Thanks, we've never worked harder in my life. Well, it's all for good things, right? I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you came. And we've got just 2 more minutes in the oven, so make sure you
Your
kind of
Ghriyba.
check your Ghriyba. It's not, they're really not supposed to be in there for very long.
Yes,
And you,
quickly, so it doesn't get hard or like burned.
yeah. You
Yeah,
want them a little soft.
soft and fluffy inside. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. We recorded this class today. So for anybody that wants to watch it again, you're welcome to it. I know there's a couple people that usually do that. But it's always so great to have you with us. And thanks for sharing your Saturday and cooking up a storm with us. And yeah, any last questions before we go? Our cookies are about to come out, so we'll wait until that to let you go. But I'm so glad. Enjoy, and please, if you wouldn't mind, take pictures of the dishes that you made and post it, and I'll make sure that we tag, feel free to tag Casablanca Bazaar and Common Ground, and I'll make sure it gets back to Hind.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
Cindy says, love the olives. Stephanie
Oh.
says, thank you, so yummy.
How about the harira? How it turns?
Thank you, enjoyed it all. Thank you, Rosalind and I learned a lot and had fun. Let us know how you liked the harira. And the bread with the soup, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for the cookies
To get out.
to come out. So let's see here. Those look all right.
Yeah, they look great. They do look great. Yeah, you can show them how they turned.
Yeah,
Oops.
they're still kind of fluffy.
Yes, this is what it should be.
Okay, I'll get a close up so you can see it.
Mhm.
Let's see. So they have the crackling.
They should be hard from the outside, but very soft in the inside.
Mhm.
And they're gonna continue like cooking out of the oven.
Uh-huh. Oh, but
Yeah.
don't they look
They're
beautiful?
gonna harden up. Yeah.
Bethany, oh, that was a while back, sorry. Loved the recipes. Thank you so much. So much fun. This was so fun. Can't wait to taste everything. Thank you. Great.
Great.
Aw.
Happy you like them.
So happy. And wait until you try these cookies. That's all I have to say. It's like the best ending to a great meal.
Yes.
So, and Hind, you did so great.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
You're welcome.
And thanks to everybody for cooking. Again, feel free to take photos. We would love to spread the word, and we hope we get to see you for a class in the future. So please feel free to keep an eye out on our social media. And then if anybody hasn't signed up to our newsletter, we always send out our emails. And so, yeah, this was great. Okay, well, we'll let you guys go.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
Yeah, thanks so much. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Thanks.